Hello everyone, welcome to ACE Online and welcome to Daily Current Affairs session. These are the current affairs that we are going to cover today. First one, biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction, right? So we have discussed this some one and a half month before. Again, there was a news, but this time it is a very important instant that has happened, that our cabinet, Indian cabinet headed by Honorable Prime Minister, has given assent to be part of this agreement by the India, right? So this is a very important article that becomes part of environment, right? Environment. Then Khelo India Games. So this is related to the sports. We'll see the context and what is the details, and we will also see behind the rationale behind launching this Khelo India Games. Next comes Codex Alimentarius Commission, a very important article which is part of food security, so you can take it as a economy, right? Economy, food security. Then Kharif crop sowing statistics has been given by the Ministry of Agriculture this year. Like Kharif season, you all know, it starts from June for the southwest monsoon till September, right? So this data was given for which crops there was a high sowing area. We will see this as well. This is part of geography as part of agriculture. Okay. Next, primary agriculture credit societies. Again part of agriculture, but this time this agriculture is part of our economy, right? Because it is related to the credit, that means money, right? Next one, and the last article, a very important article again from environment, World Network of Biosphere Reserves. So many times it has been asked in the exam. We will see what development has happened and what are all part of Indian biospheres as part of man and biosphere reserves, as well as the normal biosphere reserve. So we will see this in detail. This is again part of environment. So we have two environment related articles and then sport, geography, economy. So we have a diversified articles today, right? I hope my voice as well as video is clear. Yeah. Very good evening to Srinath, Keshav, Malini and Praveen Yadav. Let's start with the first article. Let's start with the first article, that is biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction. So the term itself is giving something that it is related to the biodiversity conservation, but beyond the national jurisdiction. That means beyond our national borders, right? The context why we have taken this article is that the Union Cabinet headed by our Honorable Prime Minister was given assent to be part, India to be part of this BBNJ agreement, the biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction. So very important article. So you can see a lot of questions from it in the next coming exams. But yeah, before this, we need to know few more details about this particular article. Before going to BBJN article, we need to know about the distribution of sea, right? So from the coast, so this is the coastal region, that means the beach region where the land and ocean joins. From here, we have a divisions because we cannot claim all the sea that related to India. For example, this is the Indian coast. You cannot claim whatever the water bodies that is beyond our national jurisdiction. You cannot claim everything. That's why all the countries, they came together and they have signed under UN clause, United Nations Convention on Law of Seas. So this is an international organization which takes care of the division of the seas, right? All the countries has accepted, most of the countries are part of this, approximately 172 countries are part of this organization. According to this, there was a classification given, what type of activities a nation or a country can do in their waters. So for that purpose, there are three divisions made by the UN clause. First one is territorial sea. Starting from the land boundary where the ocean and land meets, from that point till 12 nautical miles. 12 nautical miles means 1 nautical mile is approximately 1.8 kilometer, right? Approximately, fine. So until 12 nautical miles, this is called as the territorial sea. First, the water division, which is exactly at the touch of the land of that particular country. So this is called as the territorial sea. Next one, starting from 0, that is land, till 24 nautical miles. This is called as the contiguous zone, right? So territorial sea up to 12 nautical miles, and then after that again 12 nautical miles starting from here, and from here it is 24 nautical miles. This is called as the contiguous zone. Contiguous zone. We will see what type of activities can a country cover from these things. Next comes the exclusive economic zone. Exclusive economic zone starting from 0 until 200 nautical miles. Till 200 nautical miles, that is called as the exclusive economic zone, right? Beyond 200 nautical miles, that belongs to the high seas. No country can claim anything in this particular waters. So these are called as the high seas. Now, logically, the country, whatever, as they are giving only until 200 nautical miles, this particular country will take care only activity in this particular region. They don't bother about what is happening beyond the exclusive economic zone. So that is a logical thing. Why do they waste a lot of resources, right? So this is why the BBJN agreement comes. Yes, before seeing that, let's see what type of activities that can be taken by the countries in those territorial waters, contiguous zones and exclusive economic zones, right? Yeah. In the territorial sea, which is from 0 to 12 nautical miles, in this zone until 12 nautical miles, so it means until this territorial sea region, these states can claim sovereignty and jurisdiction. So no other country can claim those regions. Up to 12 nautical miles, that belongs to that country itself, the oceans, the things and all, right? So jurisdiction, whatever, they can regulate whatever requirement they want, right? These rights extend not only to the surface, not only on the water surface, but also over the ocean. That means until 12 nautical miles, even the airspace comes under the regulation of that particular country which is bordering the ocean until 12 nautical miles. This is a very important one. Even airspace is part of that particular country, right? But anyway, the coastal states cannot reject the innocent passage of ships, right? Ships. So some ships will be passing through those waters as well, maybe to transit the trade or for some other activity. So there, it is a peaceful activity. Whatever the peaceful activity, those ships can pass through. Even of the other countries' ships can pass through this 12 nautical miles, right? So that is called as innocent passage, which is allowed for territorial sea. Next comes the contiguous zone. Contiguous zone starts from 12 nautical miles till 24 nautical miles, right? Here, the coastal state has right to both prevent and punish the migrants, right? Any infringement, any country is sending any military, right? Immediately we can attack back. Immigration, sanitary, that means food safety, right? Customs laws, custom taxes and all are collected from the goods that are transiting from other countries to this country. So they can claim all these things, but airspace is not part of this. The contiguous zone only jurisdiction to on ocean surface, but not on the airspace. So above the ocean, they cannot claim anything, right? Only that in the land or the surface of the ocean water, they can take care of all these things from this particular activities. They can regulate. Then comes the exclusive economic zone, the last zone, right? Until 200 nautical miles from the boundary. This, the country can exploit all the conservation elements. That means any methyl hydrates, any aluminum, steel, iron, if any important resources, minerals are there, they can claim, they can take, right? But it is not related to the airspace, and like production of energy, all these things can take place, but they cannot claim that this is part of our, we cannot give airspace and all. So only to explore the resources, this region is given. And comes the high seas, which not belongs to any of the countries. This is completely under the international level, that is of UN clause. Only UN clause can claim anything over this. So no country can claim it. It is regulated under the UN clause. Just you can transit from any goods and services through this particular water. So these are the three divisions beyond which high seas comes, right? So beyond this region, we have high seas. Now comes the BBJN agreement. The BBJN agreement was to protect the high seas regions beyond this, because these regions are protected by the respective countries. They will take care. Whatever if illegal migration or if there is environmental issue also, they will take care logically because it belongs to them. But beyond the exclusive economic zone, that is high seas, no countries are taking place. But it is a 83% of total oceans comes under the high seas only. So if nobody is taking care, those marine biology, whatever there in those high seas, it is being degraded. Environmentally, they are being affected negatively. Because of that, this treaty was signed, BBJN treaty, to protect the high seas, to protect environmentally, to protect those high seas region, whether marine biology, diversity, whatever, ships, pollution, all those things will be protected through this agreement. So all the countries, they came together, they have signed, they have agreed that we are going to protect high seas also, not only our own exclusive economic zones, we are going to protect these as well. So the aim is beyond 200 nautical miles, the environmentally these regions will be protected, right? And this was signed and implemented. I mean, it does not come into the implementation, we will see the reason also, but it was signed, agreed in 2023 March. A very important fact, the year is important. Now it seeks to protect the high seas region, which is actually more, have more, the spread of oceans in the high seas, right? Additionally, they also share the benefits arising out of it. There may be fishes, there may be minerals, there may be something else, petroleums as well. So it will be equitably, will be sharing among the countries, whatever the resources available from the high seas, right? So far, 88 countries have signed the treaty, right? But only Chile and Palau has the only two countries which has ratified. Signed is a just agreed. Ratified means to implement it, right? So only two countries has implemented it. Now India also added, became part of it. So 88 plus 1, so 89 countries have signed, but ratification only done by the two countries, right? It will come into the force only if at least 60 countries ratify it, right? Only if 60 countries ratify, then only it will come into the effect, right? Till date only 7 countries has been ratified the treaty. Okay, it was now 7. Okay, you can remove this. Now 7 countries are as ratified this. And yesterday India have signed the agreement. Under this, Ministry of Earth Science will be taking care of the implementation of this program, right? So under which ministry also they may ask, Ministry of Earth Science is the one who is going to implement this BBNJ agreement, right? So that is about the biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction. Yes, Ranjan, up to 200 nautical miles, no other countries can claim the resources. It is completely of that particular country only, right? So until 200 nautical miles, no other country, only that particular country can claim. But yes, there may be some countries with the borders near to it. So Sri Lanka, take example. So the 200 nautical miles itself is, there is no distance at all. So some countries may be near to it. This is based on the agreement signed between those two countries under the UN clause. So if there is any dispute, there will be UN clause which will be dividing the border, and up to that only they can use, even if it is less than 200 nautical miles. Very good evening, Santi. Welcome to the session. Now, let's take the next article, that is Khelo India Games. Very small article, very factual article. Khelo India Women's Wushu League is going to happen in Patiala, Punjab. So this itself will be asked in the exam. If you are writing the Railways Staff Selection Commission and all. So Wushu League is going to happen in the Patiala under Khelo India Women Games, right? Khelo India Women's Wushu Games are going to happen in Patiala, Punjab. Now, we will see what is actually Wushu. You might be confusing, sir, what is this word Wushu and all. We will see that also. But before that, let's understand Khelo India Games, right? If you see, India is the highest populous country, that means 140-145 crores are there. But our medals in Olympics or Asian Games or Commonwealth Games, we have a lesser medals. It is not, if you see, the dominants are China, USA, Japan, Korea, South Korea, Australia. They have very less population, but they are having the high medals, right? So because this is the reason why we are behind in the sports. This was recognized by the government, and the government has launched a scheme, Khelo India Games, in 2017-18. A very, very important fact to be remembered. Khelo India Games was launched in 2017, right? And what is the aim? The aim is to promote the culture of sports at the grassroots level. You might be recalling some of the events during our schools. Whenever they want to take some extra classes, always the PT period which gets cancelled, isn't it? So our importance to sports is very less when we compare to China, USA, Australia. So to encourage this, government has come up with the initiative to promote the sports among the young children as well as the youth. Fine. So that is the objective. Now, this is a central sector scheme. That means all the funds related to this, whatever the requirement of the funds for this particular scheme, will be completely given by the center itself, right? So that is the central sector scheme as again as the centrally sponsored scheme, where only certain funds are released by the center. And this scheme is being monitored by Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. This is also one important fact. Objective is to enhance the mass participation. Now coming to the Wushu game, right? So Wushu game is a Chinese martial art, which usually in the West they call it as a Kung Fu. Kung Fu is the name. You might be aware about this Kung Fu, but you might not be aware about the Wushu. So Wushu is like a martial arts, or Chinese martial art game, which is also called as Kung Fu in the West, right? So this was developed in China in 1949, way back. So more than 70 years back, this game was first developed in the China, right? And from our India, it is recognized by Ministry of Youth Affairs as a sport, and we encourage it to be part of our games as well. It encourages fitness and all. So you cannot reject games just because our enemy country is having origin from it. So it is very logical that all the sports are required for us, all the medals are required for us. So India has recognized and it is promoting the Wushu game as well, even though it is a Chinese origin. Now, Khelo India Women's Wushu League is happening in Netaji Subhash National Institute of Sports. They may also ask you this also. Netaji Subhash National Institute of Sports is located in which city? That is Patiala, Punjab. It is happening in Punjab. Alright. So the top 8 Wushu athletes who are participating will get the cash rewards once they win. It aims to promote the sports culture among the women, right, female athletes. So this is also the objective of this year session. Any doubts in this? Okay, let's move to the next article, Codex Alimentarius Commission. So this name seems to be a little bit difficult to pronounce, but this is a Spanish language. So no need to worry, we will see what is the objective, what is this and all. Very short article again. Recently, the context why we have taken this article is India has participated in 86th session of Executive Committee of Codex Alimentarius Commission. So that's why there was an article in the Press Information Bureau we have extracted from this particular PIB. Now, what is this Codex Alimentarius? Before knowing the commission and all who established, let's know what is this Codex Alimentarius. These are the standards, the global standards, because food is also traded. We are sending a lot of fishes to many countries. We are also receiving milk. We are sending wheat, grains, a lot of things is being happening in trade. So because of this, to maintain the uniform quality among these food grains, this Codex Alimentarius was kept. So these are nothing but the international standards everyone has to maintain in the food quality, right? So they may also ask you in the exam, what is Codex Alimentarius recently seen in news? They are the food standards at the international level. Like how we have FSSAI, which keeps standards at the national level. So this is the one which is kept the standards at the national level. So it is launched by Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, which is part of United Nations itself. It is under the United Nations organization itself, headquartered at Italy. Italy, Rome. Rome is the headquarters. The same is headquarters of Codex Alimentarius Commission as well, right? So this to implement these standards, FAO has established a separate organization called as Codex Alimentarius Commission. So this commission will take care of the standards. So this is one which implements the Codex Alimentarius standards, right? And this was created by FAO with the help of World Health Organization in 1963, very important one. This was created by FAO with the support of World Health Organization in 1963, right? So that is also important for us. Objective, we all know that to promote the healthy food activities among the world nations. So that is the objective, right? Very simple article. Great, Santi, thanks for the response. Let's move to the next article, that is Kharif crop sowing. We have 3 seasons of crops, you all know, very popular one. Kharif season, which start from June till September. Then we have Rabi crop season, which starts from October till January. Then we have Ziyad, which starts from Jan last week and it will stay till March, right? So these are the 3 seasons, 3 agriculture seasons every year, right? And different crops are grown in different seasons. Fine. Now, Ministry of Agriculture, Department of Agriculture, under Ministry of Agriculture has given the spread of crops. That means how much land was cultivated for each of the crop. That data is always important as part of our exams. So let's see, at least highest you need to remember. First one, don't get scared after seeing this table. We'll see how to remember these things and what to remember this thing. So paddy, the most popular kharif crop. In the Rabi, it is wheat which is more popular. So paddy was sown the current year 59.9. So approximately 60 lakh hectares. Remember the units, lakh hectares. So paddy was sown in 60, a very important one, lakh hectares. Important to remember. So this may be asked in the exam, how much area is covered with the paddy, because paddy is the most prominent crop, especially in the southern part of India. Next, pulses, right? Pulses, we have arhar, urud, moong. We have a number of pulses. You don't need to remember all the things, but yes, pulses is 36.81 total sowing area of the pulses, right? Like dals and all. That is 36. Next, we have millets. Shri Anna means a local name we have given recently by the government. Millets and core cereals together 58.48 lakh hectares, right? So this is the, you don't need to worry about the sub-distribution, it is very difficult to remember. But anyway, the main one among the millets is maize. This you can remember. They may ask you, which one is the major crop among the millets which were grown in the kharif season. So that is millets. Fine. That you can remember. And among the pulses also, most prominent one is arhar dal. This also you can remember. Right. Within pulses, which one is the dominant one? Arhar. Next, oil seeds. Oil seeds 80. So which is a more than paddy. You have to remember oil seeds as the highest, more than paddy. Among the oil seeds, which one is the dominant one? Soya bean. So this you have to remember. Oil seeds number is important and which one is dominant is important. That is soya bean. You don't need to remember about this data, right? Just soya bean is the most dominant one. Next comes the sugar cane, which is 56.88 lakh hectares. Then comes the jute, right? And then finally cotton. So cotton is having 80.63, more than oil seeds and more than anything else. You can check all the things. So cotton is the most dominant. In the exam, they may ask you which crop was sown more in the recent kharif season. Most of you will answer paddy, right? If you don't know. But this is the cotton, which is the most dominant one among the kharif crops. Any doubts in this? Yes, among the kharif crops, 14 MSP are given, right? So no need to worry. The total is 22, but kharif we have 14 crops. Let's move to the next article, that is primary agriculture credit societies. The context why we have taken this article is recently 102nd International Day of Cooperatives has happened. 102nd. They may also ask you this also if you are writing the lower level of exam recently, which International Day of Cooperatives we have celebrated? 102nd, right? And this, on the sidelines of this, our Honorable Ministry of Home Affairs and Cooperative Affairs, Amit Shah has asked to take care of primary agriculture societies, to promote primary agriculture credit societies in the every panchayat. So the target is by 2029, government want to launch for every panchayat there should be a primary agriculture credit society by 2029, right? And International Day of Cooperatives, we have seen it, this is 102nd, and this was first celebrated on 1923 by International Cooperative Alliance, way back 1923. And this is celebrated every first Saturday of July. Recently we have done with our first Saturday, so that is why we are discussing this. Now coming to the what actually is a primary agriculture credit societies. The name itself is giving some suggestion, that is credit. So the aim is to support the farmers with the credit. You all know that especially in the rural areas, the farmers take the credit from the local lenders and they have very high interest, and then slavery is also promoted. The forced labor is also promoted because of they don't able to pay at the right time. So to encourage the availability of credit inputs in terms of buying the inputs like pesticides, fertilizers, whatever required, seeds, right? So to encourage the credit, this is the most decentralized one. You can see here we have cooperatives at the different level. We have cooperatives. Out of that, rural cooperative credit institutions will be there. Under that, short term ones are state cooperative, district cooperative, primary agriculture credit societies. So we will have in each and every rural area we have a state cooperative bank at the state level, right? Under that we have district central cooperative for every district. So within state we have one state cooperative banks, and then under them there is a district level, and then under them primary agriculture credit societies. So these are the most decentralized one. So at the local level these will be prevalent. So the farmers can go and take the credit, and then they can invest in their agriculture activity. So India will also be able to produce most of agriculture activities, right? So this is about the primary agriculture societies. The objective they may ask, so it is to support the small farmers with the credit at the decentralized level, right? Now, yes, under them districts, so this also we have discussed. They provide short-term, medium-term agriculture loans like credit. This also we have discussed. The first primary agriculture credit societies in India was launched way back in 1904. So this was first launched way back in 1904. And by 2029, we are aiming to reach out to all the panchayats by 2029. So this is the thing, right? Last article for today. World Network of Biosphere Reserves. World Network of Biosphere Reserves. Any doubt in primary agriculture credit societies? Top 3 crops. You're asking the top 3 crops, Shanti. So if you see the top 3 crops are cotton. First one is cotton, then followed by oil seeds, right? And then followed by paddy, okay? So if you are asking about the categorization, then cotton, then oil seeds, then rice. And if you are asking individually the paddy is the most dominant one. Cotton itself is a separate category. So both the top in terms of categories or in terms of a individual crop, the cotton is the dominant one, followed by oil seeds, and within oil seeds we have soybean, second soybean, then followed by rice. So you can remember this as well. Okay, I hope I have cleared your doubt. Okay, let's welcome Shanti. Last article, but very important article, especially this is the most important article from today's news, because UNESCO has added few more sites under the Man and Biosphere Reserves program. Not from India, so we no need to remember those things which are not part of India. But anyway, the context becomes important. We will see what is actually a Man and Biosphere program and what type of biosphere reserves are part of this, right? Now, the context is UNESCO added few more biosphere reserves under this program, but from other countries, so no need to worry about it. Now, let's understand what is Man and Biosphere Reserve program. This program was launched by UNESCO, right? UNESCO, United Nations program under Economic, Social and Cultural Organization. So UNESCO has launched this, and what is the aim? The aim is to engage the humans with protection of environment. There are a lot of biosphere reserves, ecologically sensitive regions like national parks and all, with a lot of species of animals as well as plants. So they want to encourage the persons or the people to engage with those biosphere reserves or ecologically sensitive areas. For that purpose, they have recognized from every country which are very very environmentally important regions, and then to identify them, to encourage them to protect these areas. So that is the objective that UNESCO has launched. As of now, there are more than 759 sites all over the world, right? All over the world there are 759, and Spain has the highest among the countries. Spain has 38 biosphere reserves, and India is having only 12 biosphere reserves recognized by UNESCO. We have total 18, we will see that also, but within that 18, only 12 are recognized by the UNESCO under this program, right? Now let's see what are the biosphere reserves from India. Currently, UNESCO recognizes only 12. Let's see the total 18 first, and then we will see what are the remaining ones, that is 6 which are not part of UNESCO, right? So India recognized, let's see from north to south, Cold Desert Biosphere Reserve in Himachal Pradesh. They may ask you directly where this is located. So Cold Desert Biosphere Reserve, it is located in Himachal Pradesh. Then Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve in Uttarakhand, right? Then we have Kanchenjunga Biosphere Reserve in Sikkim, Manas Manas as well as Dibru Saikhowa. There are two here, two different one. Manas Biosphere Reserve, Dibru Saikhowa, Biosphere Reserve. So two biosphere reserves are there from Assam, and then Arunachal Pradesh, Dehang Dibang. So again, one more biosphere reserves. In Meghalaya, we have Nokrek Biosphere Reserve from Meghalaya. In West Bengal, Sundarban Biosphere Reserve, and Odisha, Simlipal Biosphere Reserve. Chhattisgarh, we have Amarkantak, Achanakmar and Amarkantak Biosphere Reserve, which is spread between Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh in border. And then next comes the Pachmari and Panna Biosphere Reserve in Madhya Pradesh. Both two are there, right? Pachmari and Panna Biosphere Reserves, part of Madhya Pradesh. Then comes southern part of India, Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve in Karnataka, Agasthyamala Biosphere Reserve in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Then Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve in Tamil Nadu, right? Seshachalam Biosphere Reserve in Andhra Pradesh, and finally Great Nicobar Biosphere Reserve from Andaman. So total 18 are there. Total 18 biosphere. You need to remember where they are located, which state, right? So this is a very important facts to be remembered. Out of that 18, only 12 are recognized as part of UNESCO Biosphere Reserve program. They are Nilgiri, Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve, Sundarban, Nanda Devi, Pachmari, Nokrek, Simlipal, Achanakmar, Amarkantak, Great Nicobar, Agastyamal, Mala, and then Kanchenjunga and Panna Biosphere Reserves. Rest, Seshachalam is not part of it, Cold Desert is not part of it, Kutch Desert Biosphere Reserve also is there, so this is also not part of it, right? So you can see the remaining ones which is not part of the UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. Even Sundarbans is also not part of the, okay, Sundarbans is there, fine. So Sundarbans is there, so rest of the things are not part of this Biosphere Reserves. You can see the remaining 6 ones, right? So that is about the Biosphere Reserves, okay. Seshachalam is part of the Biosphere Reserve of the India Biosphere Reserves, but UNESCO, it was not yet recognized. Seshachalam was not part of it, and then you can see Agasthyamala is there. You can see Kutch, this one is also not part. Cold Desert Biosphere is also not part, and then Dibru Saikhowa is Manas there, so Manas is also not there. One important thing you have to remember, Manas is not part, as well as Dibru Saikhowa is also not part of it, right? So those things are not part of our Biosphere Reserves. Now let's see the factual pointers. We have good number of factual pointers today. First one, UN warns about escalating tensions between Lebanon and Israel. So Lebanon and Israel does not have an official boundary. There is no official boundary as recognized. Rather, it is called as a blue line frontier. They may also ask you in the exam, blue line frontier is between which countries, the border. It is not official border, rather it is just a settlement, temporary settlement, ceasefire line. It is, we can call it as a ceasefire line, and this was mediated by United Nations in the year 2000, right? So you can see. So this is the Israel, and then Lebanon is here. Lebanon is here. So there is no official boundary, but yes, it is called as a blue line frontier. Next important fact to be remembered, India has recently participated the 33rd Partnership for Maternal, Newborn and Child Health. So PMNCH, it is called as Partnership for Maternal, Newborn and Child Health. Recently, the board meeting has happened in Geneva, and India has participated as one of the countries. And this organization, PMNCH, was established in 2005, and this is the world's largest alliance for women and children health, right? So that is also an important fact. And the funding is done by various intergovernmental organizations like World Bank and United Nations agencies. So various organizations give. And what is the objective? The objective is to protect the health of women, children and all. Fine. And the governing board is administered by the secretariat hosted by World Health Organization. So all these facts are important. Next one, NABARD is launching Integrated Tribal Development Program in Kulutupura Gram Panchayat in Kerala. Kulithupura Gram Panchayat in Kerala, NABARD is launching the Integrated Tribal Development Program. This is a NABARD program which was started in 2005-06 to encourage the Wadi, which is a orchard. Orchard means plants, to growing the plants at the local level. So that is the Wadi program. This also may be asked in the exam. What is Wadi? An Integrated Tribal Development Program was launched by the NABARD in 2005 and 6. Next one, recent satellite images has said that some Chinese activities were observed in the Pongso Lake. Some lake which is border between India and China, they are building something like houses or village, whatever. So satellite observations has been made that in our border with the China, they are building some illegal activities, right? So this was observed. Now Pongso Lake is located in the 4,350 altitude high, right, over the hills, and this is the highest, world's highest salt lake. This is a salt lake, not freshwater lake. This is a salt lake, that means water is salty, and this is the world's highest. And this is also endorheic, means it does not join into the sea. Endorheic means which end in the land itself, right? So this is the endorheic lake, and 1/3 of this lake is with India now, and rest of the 2/3 lake is with the China, right? So that is a fact. Next, and the last fact for today, that a recent paper has concluded that there is an important role for transposons, a very, very important one to be remembered. A very simple question they will ask, what is transposons? Transposons are also called as jumping genes. That means our DNA have a number of genes, right? Our DNA has some number of genes. So from one position, it can jump to other position, right? It can take the other position. So this activity is also called as transposons or jumping genes, where it can change its location. So because of this, we can study more whether we can use to prevent any diseases and all through this activity, right? So this is what it was observed. Fine. So these are the factual pointers for today. Now let's solve some practice questions. Okay. Let's see the first question. First question related to which of the following statements about biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction treaty is correct? Which of the following statements about biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction are correct? The treaty was agreed upon March 2021. So they are asking the correct statement. Ramya, I was prepared for TN, sir. I written previous days. Very easy for me because of his. Surely, Ramya, our pleasure to help you. We want more good students to come into services to achieve their goals and all. So we will continue these programs, right? Current affairs. So no need to worry. Let's solve the question. The treaty was agreed upon March 2021. It aims to address challenges faced by area within 200 nautical miles from exclusive economic zones of coastal countries. So they are saying that this treaty is to protect within 200 nautical miles. It seeks to increase the percentage of protected areas in the high seas. So that is the third one. It does not cover the sharing of profits from marine genetic resources. So among these four, they are asking what is correct statement? What is the correct statement? Understand it. Understand it. First one, the treaty was agreed upon March 2021, they are saying. It is actually 2023, right? So first statement is wrong. Okay. Second one, it aims to address the challenges faced by areas within 200 nautical miles, they are saying. But this is a high seas treaty, right? This is a high seas national jurisdiction, beyond national jurisdiction. So not within 200 nautical miles. So second is also eliminated. It seeks to increase percentage of protected areas in high seas. Yes, as of now, it has very little, but in future, they want to increase protection of more high seas regions. So it does not cover the sharing of benefits. So this is also wrong. It do share the benefits as well. So answer is C. So Ranjan, Srinath, Fun Channel, Keshav, and Malini has answered this. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding Khelo India Games. Khelo India is a scheme envisaged in 2017-18 to give platform to the grassroots athletics and build sports infrastructure across India. So this is the first statement they are saying. The Khelo India scheme is implemented by Ministry of Education with the objective of promoting physical education in schools. So which statements among these two are correct, they are asking. First one, yes, it was established in 2017-18 to promote the grassroots athletics along with the infrastructure. So first statement is correct. Second one, yes, to promote the physical education, but not the Ministry of Education, rather it is a Ministry of Youth Affairs. So second statement is wrong and first one is correct. So only one is correct. Yes, Santi, Srinath, Keshav, Ranjan, everyone have answered this correct. Next one, in the current ongoing year 2024, which one of the following Kharif crops has the highest sown area? Yes, Keshav, 2 is correct, only A. Now in the current ongoing year 2024, which of the Kharif crops has the highest sown area? Paddy, millets, sugarcane, cotton. Very again direct question. We are having the cotton as the highest, followed by oil seeds, right? And then we have paddy, millets and all. Fine. Very direct question. Answer is cotton. So Shanti, Ranjan and Fun Channel, Srinath, Keshav, everyone have answered this correct. Next one, in the context of international affairs, what is the purpose of blue line? In the context of international affairs, they are asking what is the purpose of blue line? To demarcate the official border between Israel and Lebanon. So that is the first statement. To mark the temporary ceasefire line. To facilitate trade between Israel and Lebanon. To define fishing zones in the Mediterranean Sea. Yes, Santi, correct. Malini, yes, option D is correct. So what is the blue line related to? Okay, we have discussed that this is not a official boundary. They are saying official border between Israel and Lebanon. No, this is just a temporary ceasefire line. So this is a wrong statement. To mark the temporary ceasefire line, yes, but they did not give Israel and Lebanon, but this is actually correct only. This is not official border, right? So second is correct. To facilitate trade, no. To define fishing zones, no. So answer is B. Only Fun Channel has answered it as correct, Ranjan as well. Rest of the people have answered it as A because that is not the official border. Okay. Last question for today. Consider the following statements regarding Codex Alimentarius Commission. We have discussed this, right? It is an international food safety and quality standard setting body. First statement. It was created by World Health Organization and Food and Agriculture Organization together in 1963. The main objective of this commission is to promote international trade by eliminating the tariffs on food products. First statement, it is an international standard setting body. This is correct. It was created by World Health Organization and Food and Agriculture. So first two statements are correct. You can eliminate these two. Now, the main objective is to promote international trade by eliminating tariffs. No, this is not. It is only to test the quality of the food, right? So this is A. Santi, then Srinath. So answer is 1 and 2 A. Ranjan and Keshav has answered it as correct. Okay. So that is all for today's session. I hope you have enjoyed. Keep preparing, keep motivating yourself, and you can always approach us if you have any doubts. So we'll happy to help you, right? Have a great evening. Thank you.